Hi guys. Just gonna do another little video here, and basically I'm gonna switch gears a few times here, but anyhow, it all encompasses the same thing. Okay, one thing can mean so many things, but the bottom line is at the end of the day, that's what it means. Okay, so anyhow, we'll get into this. A friend sent me a this meme the other day, and it's like, well, we have rights and blah blah blah, and so anyhow, he says, "Can you share this with people?" So he feels that this is important to be shared with other people. Okay, now some things I don't mind sharing whatsoever, and some things like I'm not going to share because I don't need to perpetuate more of the lies out there, and helping and allowing the evil to go on. So if I confuse people, that's not good, right? So effectively put, people, he said, "Oh, can you share that?" And I said, "No." And he was kind of insulted and taken aback, right? Like, "Oh, how come you're not going to share what I want people to share?" And I told him, I says, "Man, it's no disrespect to you or anything like that." I says, "It's just I can't share more lies." And he says, "Well, they're not lies. We have rights." I says, "Dude, come on, man." I says, "You're a man of God." He says, "Yeah." I said, "So why would you listen to man? Man's laws, people, are all bullshit, okay? So I write on this piece of paper, your founding fathers write nonsense, words on a piece of paper, and unless you could read that piece of paper, you wouldn't know what to make out of it. You wouldn't understand anything, right? So how can a piece of paper dictate your lives, okay, people? And people will say, "Well, but I have rights." Sure, you do. I says, "You have the right to go to jail." I says, "You have the right to shut up about it, to remain silent about it." I says, it's like freedom of speech, right? Whether you can have the right to freedom of speech, you can have it on the outside or you can have it on the inside in jail. Okay, people. So does this all mean shit to you, right? Like, effectively put, like, it shouldn't. And so, like, to get off that topic, I simply told my buddy, I says, "Man," I says, you're a creature of God." I says, "All this stuff is imagination, man." I says, "I write down on this piece of paper today that you're no longer allowed to drive around in your wheelchair, your electric motorized wheelchair, but yet you need a wheelchair to help you get around. So I say this, heaven forbid you can't be driving around in that wheelchair, but you need it. So now I'm drawing up a law which I know that you are going to break because you need your wheelchair." Can you follow me on this, people? So it's this simple. By telling you people, like, what not to do, if I tell you people not to drink and not to party after a hard weekend's work and stuff like that, you people aren't going to listen to me. So if I write a law that you're not allowed to party and drink on the weekend, you people will say, "Screw that." You'll wind up drinking on the weekend and doing whatever and partying, and then people will come along and arrest you. And simply put, by you people never doing anything about it, now they're allowed to come and arrest you for doing whatever it is you want. So you simply want to go get groceries in your wheelchair because you have a hard time walking. And I said, "No, no, there's a law now. You can't be driving in your motorized electrical wheelchair." Okay, people? And only people are stupid enough to buy into this stuff. Okay, people, like, seriously, the birds, the bees, the geese, the mice, the trees, the grass, not an ounce of nature listens to mankind's bullshit. Okay, they don't understand this bullshit. And I'll give you a prime example. These aren't my words, but I've been putting out videos, and, like, the reason why people don't like my videos is because people don't like the truth, nor can they handle the truth. It's no different than that movie, Officer and a Gentleman, I think it was years ago, where he says something, and Buddy's on the stand, and Buddy says, "You want the truth. You can't handle the truth." And you people can't handle the truth. And furthermore, you people all like to complain about stuff. Nobody ever likes to do anything about it, okay? "Oh, look at the president. Oh, he's got a slush fund of X amount of billion. Oh, 1772 or 73, the year the Illuminati was created, the United States was created." Whatever all this horseshit means, okay? And again, it's horseshit. Would this stuff mean anything to the birds and the bees and the grass and the trees? Obviously not. They don't watch television. They don't listen to man's laws, okay? They respond to natural law, okay? When the sun comes up, the plants, the flower petals open up, right? And so We have photosynthesis here going on, people. And simply put, like, people are making more out of this stuff than what it's even worth. And I'll give you a prime example. Like it says, no, so this is what this person wrote. And these aren't my words, whoever's words they were. They didn't say who they were. Not that that would matter, because it doesn't. And it says, no animal on earth knows what a Monday is. No animal on earth knows what a Tuesday is, a Wednesday is, a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, a Sunday. No animal on earth knows what time it is. Go up to the birds and bees and ask them what time it is. They don't know what time it is, okay? They go on natural law, and when the sun starts coming out and things start warming up, the plants are, they're unfolding, and the bees are coming out and stuff like this, right? So time doesn't exist to nature, okay? Not at all. That's a man-made figment of imagination, and we live in a nation, right? A country, and look at all these words. We live in a country, a township, a city, a nation, and all these words, they're like metonymy, and they mean the same thing. So, like when I say the queen to you, you're thinking a woman with a golden crown. Another person's thinking the figurehead of printed on money. Another person's thinking the head of state. Another person thinking she's a beautiful woman driving around in a gold chariot. Another person's thinking, we have to pay taxes to the queen. And all these people come together, and they all have different meanings, and all we said was one word. So now we have metonymy, okay? And the birds and the bees and all this stuff do not understand this kind of stupidity. And then all these people will get together and they'll congregate and they'll argue about who and what the queen is. But meanwhile, she was just a woman who paraded around, and people paraded her and filmed this. And then people went, oh, God save the queen. Oh, the queen this. Oh, the queen that. Everybody elevated something into a status, a state us, that is not even real, right? So like if I came out and said, I'm God, and you people are going to pay me taxes and this and that, you people would look at me and say, go fuck yourself, right? You would. But when it comes from these godlike, magical, mystical bums who are old men who are pretty much shitting themselves and stuff, and they're stealing, and you people are all complaining and doing nothing about it. And meanwhile, these people just keep stealing, and you people are like, oh, we don't like that, but yet you allow people to keep stealing, okay? If I had a company and my chief executive officer, which is known as the president in business terms, again, all these other words, the CEO, the president, chief executive officer, all these terms, the boss, the supreme leader, all one word like the president means so many things to people. And then people go, well, we have to vote this bum out. Okay, if you were running a business and your chief executive officer, the president of your company, the boss, the supreme leader, whatever other name you want to call it, arose by any other name, is running your business and running your business into the ground, are you going to wait 4 years for this guy to run your business completely into bankruptcy and you guys are all broke? Can you see the stupidity in this, people? Okay, clearly, if I had a business and somebody was running it, and the first second I catch them and I hear from my account that, listen, we're going in the hole here. We're not making money now. We're going in the hole. I would say, hey, listen, pal, you're fired. Get the fuck out. You're a bum, okay? You don't want to do your job. You're not doing your job. You're fired, okay? And you people all act like, oh, well, the government works for us. Well, if the government worked for you, why are you not telling the government what to do? You people have allowed the government to write the laws and said, oh, yeah, we'll just blindly follow whatever it is you want, and then meanwhile, like, you're not writing the laws for these people, like thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not insider trading, thou shalt not take emoluments, the whole 9 yards, okay, people? So if you wouldn't allow this in your business, again, would you allow a PDF file in your house, right, around your kids? Obviously not, right? So you can see where laws are made and they're not even written on a piece of paper, but yet now you guys are all acting like, well, they write the laws, so there's nothing we can do about it, right? And again, nature isn't this stupid. If I gave my dog $1 million tomorrow, my dog does not understand stupidity. My dog would not feel like, hey, now I'm a millionaire, now I'm rich, now I can act like a god, And if I took that $1 million away from the birds or the bees or the trees, they wouldn't know neither. They wouldn't feel like bums, okay? Only people have put imaginary things into imaginary things and basically made the untangible tangible. Like now, if you had $1 billion, now you're buying private jets, you're doing whatever you want, you're jet setting, you're wine, women, whiskey, whatever, and you're having a good time. You feel like a god, and then meanwhile, while you feel like a god, somebody doesn't have $1 billion and they feel like a bum. So people are taking things and they're applying meaning and emotion to it when there should be not an ounce of meaning or emotion to it whatsoever. Tell would your dog know what to do with $100 trillion? Would the bird know what to do with $100 trillion? Okay. So basically put, no animal on earth knows what a Monday is, doesn't know what money is, right? No plant, no ocean, no nervous system, and basically, no nervous system and basically the week doesn't exist. Monday to Friday to Saturday and all these days, they don't exist. Time doesn't exist. Okay. You make hay when the sun is shining. Okay, people, that's simple. And when the sun shines, that changes every day because of the zodiac and the way things are going. Okay. So it's not rocket science, people. And basically, like, you people work so hard during the week that your weekend and you're in a haze, a daze, right? They call these weekdays, and then you're waiting for the weekend because now it's the end of the week and you feel weak. Can you see the metonymy here? We have week as in the weekdays, the weekend, and now we have week as in you're feeling weak. So obviously there's a spell going on here, people. And when people just say one word, you people think, oh, I know what they're talking about. But meanwhile, I say the queen, and somebody thinks a woman with a golden crown, somebody thinks a woman with a golden chariot, somebody thinks a woman who implements all the laws, somebody thinks somebody who taxes them. So you can see now how everybody has a different thought on who this woman is. And meanwhile, the woman's not an ounce of this stuff, but you people have afforded God-like mysticism, mystical powers to allow these people to say, I'm the boss, I'm God. You people are going, I'm going to write on this piece of paper now, you're giving me half your income. No, you know what? Screw that. I don't want half. I want 90% of your fucking income. I'm going to write this down, and you people are going to follow this, follow. Okay, you will owe and you will fall. It'll be the fall of your demise. Okay, people, shit is that serious. So, basically no animal on earth knows what a Monday is. No plant, no ocean, no nervous system, or nature. Nature doesn't know. The week does not exist. Okay, so are you weakened by the weekend, right? Do you feel weak, or are we talking weekdays here? So simply put, people, okay, you've been exhausted by something that was never real, and you people took the untangible and now made it tangible. Okay, people, can you people see this? So effectively put, okay, everybody likes to complain, but nobody likes to do anything about it. They watch the news, they feel like they're informed, now they know what's going on, but did they do anything about it? Right? I told you a PDF file's coming into your town and a murderer and he's going to drop bombs, and you people aren't going to do anything about this? Can you see how stupid this is? And then people will say, well, I'm proud because I'm a Canadian. And what is a Canadian? A Canadian is just a word they wrote on a piece of paper and told everybody that because they wrote it on the piece of paper. Now you're a Canadian. So you completely bought into something that you could never be to begin with. Okay. It's like no different than the child. The child grows up, doesn't want to go to work 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 hours, 100 hours a week to pay taxes and die. But yet we're raising our children to do this, right? Did the child ask for an ounce of this? Obviously not. And then we programmed our child with evil and said it's a necessary evil. You have to vote for the lesser of evil. And again, you people are going to vote for people who you don't know, you've never met a day in your life, and you're you're applying Lying, applying a meaning to something that was never real to begin with, people. And so effectively put too, I'm going to say a few things in this video and I'll bounce back and forth, but it all comes down to it's a figment of imagination. And we live in a nation full of magis, and they've cast a spell over people, and they put words on a piece of paper or numbers on a piece of paper, and people run around and make these pieces of paper God, and and they make these laws like these are written in stone, and they are supreme, and all along it's fraud. Like the reason why US money says in God we trust is because people put their trust into money now, and they've made money their God. If they have lots of money, they can do whatever they want. They feel like gods. If they don't have lots of money, well, then they feel like bums. They don't feel like gods. Can you see this, people? And we were not supposed to feel like gods. We are not the creator. We are not the ether. We are none of this. And I don't even know what all that stuff is, but whatever it is, I know that to be truth and divine. Okay. The universe has never said to me, hey, Mark, we're going to go overseas tomorrow and arm ourselves because some fictitious people in power say, now I have to go. Again, I don't have to do anything. You follow me, people? I don't like a convenience store like Walmart. Well, all I have to do is not shop there. It's that simple. All I have to do is nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing, people. And can you see if people did nothing and they sat on their asses and shopped everywhere else except for going to Walmart? Do you think Walmart would be in business? Do you? Do you think Walmart would have been shutting down all these small businesses because now you people get things cheaper, but now people have lost their jobs and people don't have these small convenience stores and all this stuff to run anymore? Can you people see the nonsense? The birds and the bees don't understand that. They don't understand what day of the week it is. They don't understand if it's 3:30 or if it's 4:30 a.m. or p.m. or the whole 9 yards, right? And you take time and you reverse it. It means to omit. So you people are omitting something and allowing something that isn't even real to begin with. You know what I mean, people? Like if somebody said to me, I don't know, man. Do you want the pineapple or do you want $1? I'm sorry, I'll keep the pineapple. Okay, I can't eat money. Again, it's a fiction of imagination, right? And obviously, we live in a nation full of magi's. So anyhow, people, I don't want to get too deep, but again, I write all these laws. You afford mysticism to it, like, oh well, they said I can't drive my wheelchair today, but unfortunately, I can't walk and I need it to go shopping so I can get myself something to eat. And now everybody agrees that this is a law, and now you're caught driving your wheelchair to the grocery store and we pull you over and arrest you. Can you see this, people? If you allow evil to run its course and you take the old course, you get cursed, and you allow evil to run its program, man, well, that's what you're going to get, okay? You people will get what you allow. And keep in mind, what you allow, how you allow people to treat you is what you're allowing them to continually do to you, okay, people? So if I allow evil in our house and evil to, destroy everything around us, including us, am I doing society a favor? Obviously not. Like, people, I can't emphasize this enough. So anyhow, people, this will probably be, I might do. I might do a few different videos in the future, but they're going to be about trade secrets, okay? And the lies, I'll unveil the fraud and the lies there, but they won't be so much on what I'm doing now. It'll be a different swing, and I won't be putting out many. And basically what it comes down to is there's no need for me to put out videos anymore. I don't put out videos because I want to feel cool, because people like my videos, or I have 100 bajillion followers, followers. I don't want anybody to follow and over my bullshit, okay? Unsubscribe from my channel, remove yourself. I don't give a flying fuck. It's the channel is only there to help people, and that's why I have Roy Masters on the channel and stuff like that. And then obviously my videos, so people can, they get a couple of different takes of basically the same thing, but people are coming at them with different perspectives from different angles, right? So at least these are good angles, but do watch out for the bad angles, the bad angular activity that's coming from these people. And then you people all want to complain, but yet you want to do nothing about it. And you think that if you're going to vote in 4 years to get this guy out, well, he's causing damage. Again, you wouldn't allow somebody to run your business and run it into the ground and say, well, we have to wait 4 years. Nobody in the right frame of mind would do this. So you people have been brainwashed, and I'm sorry, man, if you want to think you're not brainwashed, run around thinking you're not brainwashed, thinking you're the king of the world, and meanwhile, man, you're not the king of jack shit. Okay, people. Only those who people who are think they are something, they're nothing at all. I don't think I'm nothing, man. I'll tell you that. I don't feel cool. I don't think I'm awesome. I don't think anything. I don't think I'm rich. I don't think I'm poor. I don't think like that because my dog doesn't think like that. The birds don't think like that. And then people run around labeling things, negating things, and they'll say, like, oh, well, now that bird is a robin, and because we called it a robin, it's a robin. Obviously, the bird can't be a robin. It is what it is. But then the police, the authorities will plot and say, listen, well, I know you're a robin. You better prove to me you're a robin and that you're a robin, or I'm going to arrest you and throw you in jail. How could the robin prove that it's a robin? Furthermore, a robin is a name that we've negated and labeled this being as, right? And the being doesn't understand taxes and doesn't understand going to the IRS office and doesn't understand going to voting for lying poll lie ticians, okay? Poll lie ticks, many ticks, okay, people? So you people are all running around like gods and thinking everybody's right, and we all have to vote. Meanwhile, your ship is sinking, and then you're going to vote for more criminals. And meanwhile, again, you're back to, would you allow a criminal to run your empire? Obviously not, right? The minute you start losing money, man, sorry, this guy, that's called bad management. He's got to go, okay? So anyhow, back to that. I won't be putting out videos probably. I might do some in the future, but after that, like, this is the last time I talk about this stuff. I have compassion for people and stuff. I don't like the word sympathy, because if you're looking for sympathy, you'll find that between shit and syphilis in the dictionary, okay, people? So again, words, right? And you take words, you put the S on the front, and you have a sword. People got tired of running around, maiming each other with swords, so now they use words to do this, right? Take the S off the word, off the sword, and put it back on the words. Take the D and S out, or the D off word, and you have war. So we have a war of words, and everybody's running around, and everybody's an expert, and everybody thinks they know best, and I know better than you, and the next guy's an idiot because he thinks that the president is awesome, and I don't. All this stuff, people, again, you people are making something out of absolutely nothing. Simply show up, fire this bomb, and be like the queen. They could parade her around, but if nobody watched TV and thought that this woman had some sort of importance because she's been paraded around on national TV, would she have importance? Obviously not. Again, so you can see it's a figment of imagination. And people don't really watch my YouTube and stuff because they don't want the truth. They want to live the lies thinking that they have to vote in another 4 years, or they have to vote for the lesser of evil, or all this stuff. And people, it's all out evil. It's programming. The child never asked for this, and already the child's going to school, and, oh, well, how could we sing the anthem? Oh, because you're a citizen. Why am I a citizen? Oh, because your parents were born in the States, and they're citizens. They're Americans. So now they're already coming at you with three things. You're singing an anthem. Why would you sing an anthem and pledge allegiance to a flag, which is a piece of paper? It's no different than a cotton. It's no different than this match booklet here, okay? And people are affording this importance. We live in the greatest country. And, well, why do you live in the greatest country? Oh, we have the greatest hockey team. We live in the greatest country because we don't have wars in our country. So because you don't have a war in your country, but yet people are being bombed overseas, that makes this great. That's called pride. And pride is always hardest before the fall, people. You people are putting something into absolutely nothing and affording it meaning, like God save the Queen, God save this book of matches, God save our flag. Thank God we're proud that our flag was still there. Can you see this, people? The birds and bees don't give a shit about flags. They don't look at it and, people call them Canadian geese. And are these geese Canadian? Again, people have called these geese Canadian. The geese don't even understand stupidity. They don't even understand that we've called them geese. And then we'll say, well, they're Canadian geese. How do you know they're Canadian geese? You ever asked a goose if it's a Canadian? Right? It'll never tell you that. The robin will never tell you that, right? Like, again, how could we prove who we are? And then we run around using pieces of paper with some words on it, a spelling on it that now says who and what we are. Can you see how stupid this is, people? So now, again, it's no different than the police authorities. I know you're a robin, and if you don't produce an identity, and look at the terms, an id entity, and if you don't produce an identity, well, we're going to throw you in jail. We know you're a robin. You better prove to us you're a robin. You can see how stupid this. Just like the geese, man, they're not flying into the States going, hey, man, we're going into the States today. They're just flying over. They don't understand imaginary lines that are drawn on pieces of paper, on maps, and in the sand and stuff. And, they don't carry around passports and visas and identities, because they are an entity and they don't need another entity with them, okay? That would be sheer evil. You might as well consider yourself possessed by a piece of paper because you think that you're a name, and people will say, oh, well, who are you? And I'll say, well, I'm Bill. This piece of paper says it. Look, this piece of paper proves I'm Bill. Can you see how stupid this is? This piece of paper doesn't prove the geese are Canadian or anything. Furthermore, do the geese come from Canada? Obviously not. The Americans will say, oh, the geese come from Canada. No, a goose is born from another goose, and she gives birth to a baby goose. This is where the geese come from. They come from other geese. The robin birds, not to let's take away the name robin, but the birds breed with other birds to have birds. They don't run around carrying names. They don't need names. So if they don't need names, and they don't need money, and they don't need all these laws, and they don't need flags and all this other stupidity of imagination, well, why do we? Nature isn't so stupid. Only we are, right? And then you feel weak by the weekend, and now you're tired and you're in a daze, and you work during the weekdays, right? DAYS or DAZE days. What days are we talking about? Because you people clearly don't see what I'm talking about, and I could be talking about the letter C, or do you see what I'm talking about? SEE, or do you see the C down by the sea? Follow me? SEA. You people are in a spell. So when I say, do you see? And you people are going, oh, we see, right? But meanwhile, you people don't see. You people don't understand, right? And we think that, and there was an old song years ago that said, finally, it's happened to me. Words can't describe it. And that's why words just can't describe it. Okay. And look at the words. You're describing something. Okay. People like, oh my God, it's like you're having a discussion, and dis or dis was the Lord of the Underworld if you go back into etymology enough. So you're talking now about the Lord of the Underworld, and you're having a discussion. Discuss-ion, right? And then they call it customer service. Cuss to me. Service, service, a vice. Are we adding vice here and advice? And I'm sure we can all agree to this. Would that be agreed? And now look at the words. We have and greed. Birds and bees, people do not understand this language. They don't care. The blades of grass don't care. The mighty oak tree doesn't care. No tree is so foolish to grow and have its branches strangle itself. Only people are this stupid enough to do this and to allow people to run our business right into the ground, okay? So this will be the last video as far as like this stuff. I'm sorry, people. I love you people. I truly do. I don't put out these videos for followers and stuff. I come straight from the heart. I've been arrested for what I do. They've tried to set me up and plant stolen lottery tickets into our vehicles. They've stolen our vehicles. They've tried arresting me. And people, I've been through the gamut, and I come from the heart, okay? So if I'm telling you something that you don't like, well, that's not my problem. That's yours, okay? So simply put, there's no need for me to do videos anymore, okay? I put out what is the truth, not my truth, because that would be a pseudo-truth, okay? So I'm not coming at you with my nonsense. I'm just coming at you with what is. And the truth doesn't care what you think, right? You will bend to its will, whether you like it or not, or even know it or not, okay? The truth remains the truth. If you jump off a bridge tomorrow, well, you're going to jump off a bridge and you're going to die, right? You know what I mean? The landing is always harder before the fall. You follow me, people, right? And you people, man, you're all just like lemmings going off the tail end of something, whatever, right? So anyhow, people, I'm going to leave it at this. Like I say, there's no need for me to do any more of this. I have compassion for you people, but when I watch you people doing the same things, oh, we have to go vote for another liar. We have to allow innocent people to get arrested. We have to allow this guy to steal from us. We have to, because we have to wait 4 years, and then we have to vote for the lesser of evil. So now evil, the lesser of evil, like you people really have to look at this shit, man. If you want evil, it starts off coming at you a little less, and then it keeps coming at you because it said that Satan is the author of confusion, but people are the distributors of it. So again, if people never read the book and never read the words on a page and a script and all this, it's all scripted nonsense, right? The birds and bees don't read and write, and people thought they were smart because they learned how to read and write. Meanwhile, they're taken advantage of by the people. They were reading and writing, and people who couldn't, they were getting taken advantage of. And then they thought they were getting smart. Then they started learning how to read and write, and they're still getting taken advantage of because they allowed. And so so I can't have any emotions or feelings based on this. Like people say, well, what do you think about the president? I don't think much because I'm not the one allowing this guy into my house to be a PDF file and to steal and to loot and to grift and to do whatever else he wants. I won't even allow this guy inside my mind. The only reason I did videos about it is because I'm just sharing what is apparent out there, okay? And unlike the news, okay, I gave up all this shit. I don't support thieves. I don't support liars. I've never voted in my life. Seriously, I've never once voted in my life. I used to pay taxes. Now I don't pay that stuff. Whether I live or die tomorrow, based on a fiction and pieces of paper and all that stuff, that's life. Okay, I'm here to live. I'm not here to fear death. Okay, people, and all you people fear everything and run around in fear. And fear is not love, man. Fear also has two meanings: face everything and run, or face everything and rise. Okay, so again, there's metonymy, there's multiple meanings going on here. So what do you choose to do? And keep in mind that nature doesn't deal with words on a page and scripts and a pen, and they'll use a pen to throw you into a penitentiary, a jail pen, the stroke of a pen. You might have a stroke, a heart attack. What stroke are we talking about here, people? And you people have afforded godlike mysticism to our founding fathers. So what some asshole said, some monkey said 500 years ago, you apply meaning to this. Applied meaning, Lied, applied, applied, you're applying. People, I can go on with this shit forever. But anyhow, I think this video has went on long enough with me babbling and my nonsense. So this will be the last video I put out on this shit. I'm going in other venues. I have better things. The only reason I put out these videos is because I truly love you people. Even the evil ones, I have nothing against them at all. Because if I did, that would be hate. And hate is just anger turned inwards, but people are projecting this onto others. Others is accepting it inwards. And look at the words: war, in war, right? Inwards, right? And everybody's looking forward to the future, forward to the future. Few year, you're right. You're going to be few, right? Because it's a message, age of the mess, right? And you're listening to demonstrators, and look at the words: demons. Okay, and these people are running around smiling at you, and evil will always show up as your friend, people. And these are the ones you have to watch out for. Okay, like a prime example, my buddy was talking yesterday, and he says, man, everybody's like this one guy at work. They all say he's an asshole. He doesn't really want to talk to people. He doesn't want to. The guy's obviously not interested in talk. Talk is cheap, and actions speak louder than words. And my buddy says, man, the funny part is everybody calls him an asshole and stuff. He says, but you know what? He says, when I talk to him, he says, at least you know where you stand with this guy. Can you see this? The guy's not trying to fool you. The guy's not smiling at you in front of you and meanwhile talking bad about you and behind your back to the other boss or whatever. No, right? So everybody, oh, this guy's a hard ass, man, and he likes nobody. And well, it all depends, man. Again, if you're talking bullshit, is he going to like you? Obviously not. He's going to say, listen, man, I heard it with your bullshit. And he's probably one of the few people who would say that. Listen, I don't want to hear this garbage, man. You know what I mean? You people allow it. So if you allow it, well, hey, man, what can I do about it if you're allowing it, right? And people say, well, one person can't make a change. Well, I made a change, right? I know a lot of people who've made changes, and one little change, man, starts a ripple, and basically it creates the 100 monkey effect. And now I'm seeing the rest of the world, they're taking stuff and they're you know, a lot of people are waking up here to the nonsense and the lies and the deceit, and that, you know, everything is outside of ourselves. When I have $1 million, I'll be happy. After I get a bigger house, I'll be happier. And you can see how it goes. I need a new car. The wife needs a new car. We'll be happier when this. We'll be happier when that. When meanwhile, they should simply be and be happy. The birds and bees, they're not running around going, I'm happy or I'm sad. They're just running around doing what they have to do for survivalism, and that's called nature. But unfortunately, we've taken things that aren't natural to us, like, oh, we have to vote for these people and we have to allow these people to steal from us and all this, and we made it natural. Can you see this, right? So it's again, you're into metonymy, right? There's a word you people should look up, man. Don't listen to what I say, right? Do your research. You look up spell in a dictionary and it says a curse, and everybody's running around cursing everybody, running around with writing things on paper with cursive writing, literally cursing people. And now this is a law that you can't drive your wheelchair, or heaven forbid, don't you be caught partying on the weekend. So I'm going to tell you what to do, knowing that you're going to completely do otherwise, and that's going to make me money by arresting you, running you through a court system, throwing you in jail. So you can see now how the police are making money by arresting you. The court system is making money by arresting you. Then you go to jail, and the jail makes money by having you in jail. And can you see how everybody's making money off of fiction and off your ass, which they should have never been to begin with? You know what I mean, people? That's what you tell these people. Listen, man, your fake laws don't apply to me, and if I've never caused any harm, loss, or damage to anybody, did I hurt anybody? So there, go fuck yourself. You follow me, people? You people are so goddamn scared of yourselves, and scared of your shadows, because these people say, well, don't do this, don't do that. And they act like God, and they run around acting like gods, and they're given private jets and stuff. And you people just allow this shit. And I'm sorry, that's why, like, there's no need for me to do any more videos. I'm watching people go off to the edge of the bridge, and they're jumping off the bridge, and I'll go up and I'll say, you sure you really want to jump off that bridge, man? You know, it's like the meme where the cat's about to commit suicide and it's getting ready to jump off the second story of the building, and the dog looks at him and he says, you sure you really want to do that? And the cat kind of looks at him and he's funny. He says, you know, you have 9 lives, right? You'll have to do that again and again. You see this? So it's just stupid, man. Let's keep jumping. And I'll say to people, you sure you want to do that? And they seem to want to do that. So I can't change anybody. I'm not inside of people. People can only change when they want. This is the first rule of psychology. I am not inside of you. So how would I know what you're thinking or how you're feeling? That is all horseshit. Okay, people? So, effectively put, you can lead a horse to water, man, but you can't make it drink. And that's what's going on. These videos are here. I'm not trying to lead anybody. These videos are here, hopefully, that you will find these and you will lead yourself to water, not me, right? It's again, so like I say, basically, I'm not going to waste my precious God-given time anymore to do this. Not that time, again, is a figment of my imagination. So therefore, I guess, let me rephrase this. I'm not going to waste my precious energy doing videos for you guys. I have put them out. If you people want to copy them, Lord knows this channel could get taken down. It could stay up for another 10 years. I don't know. I don't really care, as YouTube is not my channel. And personally, I don't even really like YouTube anymore. It's another fascist thing, and they're telling us what we can say and what we can't do, and they're manipulating everybody's numbers, and everybody's always saying, oh, subscribe to my channel and send me money. And you know what, people, I have nothing against these people or whatever, but unsubscribe from my shit. I don't ask you to send for money. I don't even allow advertisements because, well, YouTube's allowed me not to allow advertisements on my channel. I don't make an ounce of shit off this shit, people. So everything I've come at you, man, I've come from the heart. I've been arrested. I've been thrown in jail. I've had people try to set me up, and the authorities, and steal our rides, and plant stolen lottery tickets in our vehicle, and the whole 9 yards, and try to set us up. I've lived this stuff, people. I've been through it. I am not in fear. Okay, I used to be in fear. I gave up the fear, and now I'm not in fear. And you know what, man? It's a much better way to live. You know what I mean, right? And instead, you take live and you reverse the supposition, and you have evil, and everybody's running around evil to purport it. So this will be the last video I do. I may put out some about trade secrets. I may not. Right? I have other things to do. And basically, anyhow, I'm going to leave it at this. I send you all green lights. I truly love you people. I find, I hope you people all find peace. Peace is there. And you people just stop listening to these monkeys and stop pledging allegiance to this book of matches and pledging allegiance to a flag, which is just a piece of cotton. And people apply, they lie, they're applying, Lying, they're applying, they've applied, LIED, applied, and they're applying meaning to things that have nothing to do with reality whatsoever. No different than the birds. They don't think they're flying in front over the American border into the states, right? They don't think anything like this, man. They just fly that way because they migrate. That's what they do. So anyhow, people, once again, I truly love you, even the evil ones. I hope peace finds your heart. You find peace. And till then, people, please keep your heads up. Stop supporting this nonsense. And well, keep your heads up, your sticks on the ice. Namaste. Cheers. Bye. Peace. Love you all.